Intellectual stew. Intellectual stew with James Kirkland.
Powerful and provocative, prophetic and practical,
Intellectual stew.
informative and inspirational. How you gonna do better if you don't know what better looks like? I do.
Intellectual stew.
Come on, let's talk about it with me, the mind massager.
Intellectual stew with James.
What's up? What it do? Time for another episode of the Intellectual Stew with yours truly, James Kirkland. And I will have somebody joining me in a moment. But I'm glad you're here. And since you're here, why don't you share this thread so they can participate in the conversation. Did I say participate? Participate in the conversation as well. So let me pull Coy up. Hold on, let me see if she's ready. Coy, are you there? Let me hear your voice. I'm gonna see if I can make sure you're not echoing and all that kind of stuff.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you wonderfully.
Okay. I'm just trying to download my app to my other phone.
Okay. Handle your business. We're waiting on some people to jump in anyway. Nobody has there's a couple people that were in here a second ago, but we're going to get this conversation started. So and then we'll go forward. Mark won't be with us tonight. He's taking care of some personal things. So it's going to be you and me, and we'll see if Ashley joins us here in a moment. I know Ashley has like a 45-minute ride after work sometimes, so she has to kind of take care of things, get her daughter straight, all those types of things. So, but anyway, we're getting ready to get the conversation started. And I really wanted, I was hoping Ashley would be on here by now, because there was some things I kind of wanted to say, but I can still say them, I guess, huh? I mean, they'll have the same effect. But anyway, I want to kind of, like I said, piggyback, because last week's conversation, I thought we had a really, really good conversation. With regards, ain't nobody but me and you, Coy, so we're gonna have to really be conversational. Like with regards to last week's conversation, I think it was good. You know, I think Angie came in and Angie was super, super transparent. I think she shared her truth. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, that's what it was. It was her truth, and I appreciated her for coming on and being so transparent and sharing her truth. So I was cool. And for those that didn't see Angie last week, hold on, let me do something right quick. Okay. For those that didn't see Angie last week, I wanted to show you a little clip of one of the things that she said. Hold on, here it is right here. Is that right? Yeah.
Intellectual stew.
Say that women don't either, because let me be clear as far as I'm concerned. If I'm in a relationship with someone, my physical relationship with him is just as important to me as my mental relationship with him, which means I'm going to depend on him physically to satisfy me just as much as I'm going to depend on him to mentally satisfy me. And so there has to be where, yes, the satisfaction as far as sex is concerned, I want it. I desire it. I desire for my body to be touched. I desire to feel the breath of a man on my neck. I desire to feel his hands on the back of my thighs. All of those things are still desires that I have. However, I desire for him to understand how much he means to me for me to let him put his hands on the back of my thighs and to breathe his breath on the back of my neck. Because when you are in,
Yeah. Man, she was raw. She was real raw last week. And, but she shared her truth, man. And like I said, and I think, it seemed like a lot of people in the chat were identifying with what she was saying. And so, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know how many people. I don't know what the percentages are of people who practice abstinence or people who practice celibacy. But I do know that nowadays people can put something on you that the Board of Health can't take off. You know what I'm saying? And so, I mean, in real talk, you know, I mean, like old boy I had on. I ain't gonna call him out, but you know, a vasectomy don't protect you from a disease. You know what
That's
I'm saying?
right.
So, you know, so a lot of people are being careful and cautious because of what's out here. And so you have those that are saying, I'm going to practice abstinence. That means I'm going to abstain from sex until I'm married, or I'm going to make a vow of celibacy. And at that point, Angie had been celibate for 21 years. But there was another facet of celibacy that I wanted to discuss as well. Now, I learned a new word today. Well, I learned a new word called an incel. Did you already know what that
Hmm.
was, Coy?
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense to me though. That's all. I've
Don't
heard of the term. It's somebody that's they call it somebody that's celibate, but they don't. It's not a choice. But I still don't get it. There's no scientific data behind it. There's no medical term for it. It's not psychological. It's not anything medically that has happened to them. So I'm trying to understand why isn't it on purpose if it's called
It is on purpose. I'm looking at the
well, but
definition. I'm looking at the definition. It says it's a, number one, an incel. You're right. It's not medically. It's not genetic. It's not anything like that. They're self-identified. But what it said, the definition says, is a member of an online community of young men who consider themselves unable to attract women sexually, typically associated with views that are hostile towards women and men who are sexually active. So they've chosen, for whatever they don't think they
right,
can get.
it's a choice.
Oh yeah, man. But that wasn't ever. Yeah, that wasn't it. But anyway, that we
Okay.
learned that word. I mean, yeah, we learned that word. But last week when I brought up the conversation about celibacy versus intimacy, a lot of
Hmm.
times people don't want to come on the platform and type or come on and talk because they know that somebody else is watching. And so they think that if they put their business out there, they don't want to hurt their mate's feelings or their ex's feelings or anything of the sort. So I had one young lady come in my inbox. And when she came in my inbox, um, she shared her truth with me. And I wanna discuss what she shared. Hold on one second. Let me share this screen. I want to discuss what she shared with me. Make sure I get the right one. There we go. That's the right one. So here it is. Now, when I put the question I put out last week was, does celibacy affect intimacy? And she calls me Kirky. It's one of my girls, homegirl I went to high school with. So anyway, she says, great question, Kirky. I like that. You know how long I went? She said, I hated it and got to where I couldn't stand for him to touch me. I won't say that publicly because I don't want to disparage him, but that's what celibacy deteriorated to. Uh, I sure would like to hear this one. I needed some help, but let me give you the backstory. The backstory is that um, she was married and dude got sick, and when he got sick, he was unable to perform. He got on certain types of medication and all those types of things. So when he got on these medication, now he was unable to. I mean, I guess he began to go through erectile dysfunction, as they call it, and he couldn't perform. He couldn't get it up. So because he couldn't get it up, she was already married to him. They've already made their
Hmm.
vows. She don't want to go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? But she said and this is in our private conversation, she said she got to a point where she started to resent him. And the reason she started to resent,
Hold on,
yeah,
James. I'm trying
okay,
to switch
the reason
devices.
she's
Go ahead.
all right, the reason she started to resent him is because he couldn't perform, and because he couldn't, and since he couldn't perform, when he started, she said she started to got to the point where she didn't even want him to touch her, and she said, but this is the powerful part about what she said. She said, "I sure would like to hear this," when she said, because I needed some help to navigate through that time. She said it was miserable, and more people deal with it in silence and frustration than we realize. She said, if someone could have helped me, we still might be married. She said, if someone could have helped me, we still might be married. So, and that's and what she said is, so many people suffer in silence. People that are already married, and I would be interested to hear some married people. And I know people ain't gonna put their spouse, but if they're super transparent and they've worked their way through it, then I would hope that they would be able to come on and help somebody else get through the same thing that they went through, right? But if they found themselves in a certain situation, I asked that question today. I said, if you had a mate, are you on? Yeah, I got you on. If you had a mate, and they've got a medical condition, and the medical condition put them in a position where they were unable to perform sexually, would you stay with that individual? And most people said, well, if I was married, I would, but if I was single, I wouldn't. Let me take this. Let me stop sharing this. They said if I was married, most of them said. So what about you, Kawhi? You didn't get, if you were married and your person, well, if you were in a relationship, whatever, however you put it, and your person that you were with became ill or contracted a condition, I mean, a heart disease, whatever, and couldn't get it up, would you leave him?
I don't think I would. I mean, because a relationship is, there's more to it than a sexual encounter, or, you know. So I don't think I would. And even with that, you can still have sex, you know. I understand the union of marriage and all the biblical aspect behind it, but I don't think it's necessary to leave
Are you
someone,
talking about have
especially
you
if
talking
you're
about
really
have sex
strong.
with someone else? You talking about have sex with somebody else?
Yes.
Okay, you
Yes.
okay.
Yes. There's ways around it for you to stay in that committed relationship and still get your needs fulfilled, I think.
Gotcha. And so what you're saying basically is that if that individual, and y'all that are in the chat, y'all say hello, say something. I don't see none of y'all. Y'all talk to me tonight. Somebody
Yeah,
say
that's
hello.
why I logged into the other device so I can see.
There hadn't been any comment. Okay, there is that you that just said hey.
Uh-huh.
Okay, yeah, because it says Facebook user. No one, yeah. But anyway, so if you're the individual that's in the relationship and you're unable to perform because of your medical condition or whatever, or you or whatnot, do you give that other person a hall pass?
Yeah, I'm not opposed to them stepping out because they're still committed to me. They're still being loyal to me because we're together.
Hey,
I don't
Jason.
think, yeah, they're still faithful to me. And people say, I think people in their faithfulness definition is too black and white. I think there's a gray area to being faithful. So, yeah, they're still going to be faithful to me. They're still going to be committed to me. They're still going to be loyal to me because they're with me and they're not leaving me. That's what all that is.
So I don't want to get into the lower part about loyalty and sex because and because I know your views on that now, and I get it, but I want to ask some of the ladies in the chat. If somebody say, hey twin, I know they're not talking to me, so they must be talking to you, Coy. But if you ladies in the chat, suppose it was you that had the medical condition and you couldn't have sex, would you give your husband a hall pass? Can he mean would you allow him to go out and get his needs fulfilled other ways, or would you try? I mean, how would you? I mean, because I know a man can be fulfilled other ways than through just vaginal sex. I get that, but would you give him a whole? Would you give him a hall pass? Ladies, don't all speak up at once. I want to know. I want to know because I've heard situations like I wish there was some more men. I need some men to jump in on this conversation as well because I want to. And if it's some married people in here, okay. No, what toys can men? Well, I don't know. I'm not very explorative, I guess. So I'm going to ask, what kind of toys can a man use? All right. So
You know they
Shanae,
got that Gaga now or whatever it's called. I may be saying it wrong, but Ashley would know. This is when we need Ashley. She the
uh,
toy, what you call it, ologist.
so hold on, okay, hold on. Let me. Shanae Flanoy. Shanae Flanoy, you said I would actually want him to find someone else if I knew I couldn't satisfy him the way, but you wouldn't leave him. Y'all, you just let him go out and go get him a little piece or whatever every now and then, as long as he comes back home. She said they got them, so I don't know them about them toys. I'm sorry. I guess I'm bull.
Gawk 3000, Avery Thompson.
At home all the time, so I'm
I
bull.
seen that commercial. I couldn't compete. I can't compete with that either.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let him
So you
have
so
that.
so you would want who y'all self. So you would want him to have your toys all no. No, I'm trying not to be too graphic, but y'all
Come on with it, James.
no, I'm not. But but y'all wouldn't no hall pass. Oh
Yeah,
wow.
mine can
Shanae,
go get it as long as as long as that partner test that he's gonna fool with, and he take his test, and they
wait,
show
so
each
wait,
other
so,
their
so you
results. They're good.
so you gonna have him stop by to any lab testing facility and say this
Yes,
is the one.
sir.
So he can only have one somebody that he's dealing with on a regular.
He can deal with whomever he feel like he needs to deal with. I'm not gonna restrict him. I mean, because
But
I'm the one that can't give him what he wants.
wow, wow. What? Okay. Shanae
But I
said
have
she.
security. I have security because we're
I,
still together. You know.
yeah, I got you. I got you. But he might catch feelings for her if she putting that thing on him right though.
No, that
But
ain't
here it
the
is.
agreement.
I understand, but agreement. But if they connecting on that level, boy, sometimes or a mother poop. I'm telling you. But listen, Shanae said no. We would be. She said they would be done because she said I couldn't imagine my man being sexually involved with someone else.
So you know, I got a question about that. So you're saying that the woman couldn't perform or something happened to us, right?
Yeah, yeah. I flipped it.
So okay, so even if you get somebody else, you still can't perform for that person. So you would just let the man go on if you can't satisfy him. Like you're talking about medically, right, James?
Yeah, medically.
Yeah. So
Oh,
you
so
just
that so
rather
that
be
Shanae,
single?
Shanae, that question is for you, Shanae. She's saying because you're not. So are you just gonna live the rest of your life knowing that you'll never be able to? Yeah. She said yes, I would be fine being by myself. Okay, okay.
Oh
And
wow.
now that Chastity said she said that mouth do what that mouth do. She said, hey, as long as that mouthpiece work. Hey, that's basically what she said. She said, "What that mouth do?" I mean, she said that mouth still do what it do.
Right.
But do I want that for 10, 15
Okay,
years? You know what I'm
cousin.
saying? Yeah, and see, cause somebody on that's what old boy said. That's what Jay Sanders said. She agreed with that. But it was a guy on the page today when he answered the question, and that was his response. He said first he said, you know, a mouth work right, and then I said yeah, but then he said, but you know, at a certain point, she ought not be selfish. She ought to let me have a hall pass, and that's basically what Corey's saying. But it looked like Corey, you're the only woman that's saying that because everybody else saying that they wouldn't do it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Shanae said that mouth get wet. Hold on, let me let y'all read it. I can't be talking too much. She said that mouth get wet, but men still want that bottom to get wet also. I have to agree with that. Got to agree with that. Let's see what Mr. Crusterson said. Corey, he said, my friend girl is in a wheelchair and she picked the female for her husband and rarely picks the same one for fear of him developing feelings.
Oh,
Okay.
that's smart.
Now that's
That's smart.
smart. Now
Yeah.
that's an interesting paradigm. Corey, boy, hey, I appreciate that. That was a good one, man. Nick, where you at? You out there? But yeah, no, I like that. So she's in a wheelchair, so he ain't gonna leave her because the love is real. And you just randomly picking one, but don't sound like they stopping at any lab testing facility though. Are they stop? Y'all know I'm tired, right? I
That
just got off. I've been on the road 8 hours a day,
I
but
know, James. What you been doing? What did you do?
but
Can you tell everybody what you been doing?
I went to work. I had, you know, I do consulting at car dealerships. So I had to do a consult at a dealership in Springdale, Arkansas. So when I go to Springdale,
Wow.
of course, I go through Little Rock because my family's in Little Rock. So I got a chance to stop in Little Rock and see my parents and see a couple of friends, and went to church. Now I spent the extra night, and I got up this morning and drove back. So, and I was gonna stay till tomorrow, but I knew I had to do the show, and I knew I had to get, and I wanted to stay later, but I knew I had to get here to do the show because the show got to go on. I don't play that stuff, So I'm here. I'm
Yeah.
tired, but we got to talk. Hold on. Let's see what. Let's see. Also, Jay Sanders. That's interesting. You sound like. Hey, you think you can play now? You think you can? You think you can give him a hall pass as long as he moving from woman to woman, from body to body, as long as he stop by any lab testing facility? I'm just kidding. Just playing.
What he say?
No, Jay Sanders. At first she said no, but now she said interesting when the lady in the wheelchair did. Rarely picks the same one.
Right.
Oh, she said absolutely not.
Right.
She's out on that one. But Chastity said, "Girl, your mouthpiece ain't cold if you ain't got the if you ain't got
See, I see that.
breaking him loose."
Her and Bolo went to school together.
Oh wow.
I see now.
Let me see. Walker. What's Bolo last name? Stevens. You has a T-U-V and a T and a U and a V in between there. So did they sit by each other in class?
Yeah, they did more than sit by each other.
Oh, bless. Don't be telling their business. Okay. What you saying, J. Smith Sanders? I'm asking. I put words in your mouth. You said absolutely not. So you wouldn't let him be with anybody else, right? I'm make sure I'm saying it right. I don't want to say it wrong. I definitely don't want to say it wrong. I don't want to say it wrong. So, but that's the thing. So, because some people, and in all seriousness, some people do go through things. Some people go through things. I've heard of women having like fibroids, right? And if they have fibroids, and then a man having sex with them, and especially if it's a husband, and they're having sex, and if a man looks down and sees his wife in pain, crying, he gonna. I know I would. I'm stopping.
Some men will.
Some
men will.
I'm stopping, and I probably won't do it again until you get that fixed. And how long that takes sometimes it can create a pattern, because you know what? There are a lot of, and people make jokes about it and all that kind of stuff, but there are a lot of sexless marriages. And a lot of times those sexless marriages started with the first time, because of this, but one thing, then next thing, and then all of a sudden it starts looking like rejection, right? And then, so why do you ask for something that you're going to be rejected from? And people say, wait, get a divorce or whatever. That ain't no reason to get no freaking divorce. You figured it out. You know what I'm saying? But you have to be mature enough to figure it out. And I think that's the mistake a lot of people make. And I know I went through some similar things in my marriage without talking too much, because I'll never put my wife, like I said, her out there, my ex-wife, I'm sorry, in a bad light or anything of the sort. Let's see what Keto said. Keto said, he said something. What he said, Keto?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, my bad. He said, I'm always amazed at how fast people in relationships are willing to include other people in their sex life. Wow. Now,
so is that really inclusive if the other person can't perform though?
I would say so.
Really?
I would say so. I would. Yeah, anything that breaks that. I mean, that it ain't a circle because it ain't but two people. But anything that comes inside that circle of trust, like I said, because the thing is that she might have that. You talk about that Gawk 2000 toy, but she might have that snapper, and that snapper. And she might have that physical Gawk 2000. And then he come back home to you and look at you like, I want to kick you out, get out my, I'll be back. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
That's why you got to make sure the whole relationship is stable, aside from sex. The problem is, I think people start out that way. A lot of relationships start out that way. So you have sex to stand on. When it doesn't start that way, then everything else is more important. So if something like that takes place, then the value of your relationship when it comes to having the relationship is bigger than sex.
And that's what we were trying to get to last week with the whole intimacy piece. Because if you really have real intimacy, then you have something to sustain you when the sex isn't there. That's the thing about it, and that's the problem. Let me read Jay Sanders. You reading Jay Sanders? I'm gonna let you read that because I gotta pray before I read.
Jay Sanders said that wouldn't work for me. She said that wouldn't work for me. I gotta get banged out. If the D ain't working, there's no me. Hang on, hold on. I can't see it.
That's what she said. There's no me.
Oh, okay. There's no me. We not sharing either. I'm single, so I see things differently.
and that's good. You
She's
know what? Hold on. Now, Jay Sanders, let me give you one of those because you just said something. You said I'm single, so I see things different. Let me tell you something. See these right here? These are glasses, and glasses are glasses. Term for glasses is corrective lenses, right? And I can
mm,
get them. I can get them in tint. I can get like red tint, yellow tint. And it look like, and anything I look through it with, it's gonna take on what the filter of the tint is, right? And so, as a single person, you only look through single lenses. And
mm.
if you're not married or haven't been married, or then sometimes you try. I see single people trying to look through married people's lenses all the time, and in those instances,
They don't get it.
you don't get it. You really need
Yeah,
to be quiet.
yeah.
And so for her to say what she just said, now, if I got 15, 20 in with you, and we've been through for better or for worse, for enriched health
Mhm,
and
mhm,
sickness
mhm.
and health and all these types of things. And we've built this equity, right? Because you always hear me talk about managing the growth
Right.
when we talk about managing the growth. Yeah, okay, yeah. If you talk about managing the growth, then what happens is those things are there to sustain you. You understand what I'm saying? There was, you know what? When I was married and we were in a good place, she could feel when I came home and I was in a bad mood. You see what I'm saying? And she knew to give me 15 feet, 50 feet right quick. But then at a certain point, she could say my name a certain way. You know what I'm saying? And that was enough to come. That was better than sex.
Mm.
That was intimacy. You know what I'm saying? That put the period at the end.
Yes.
That's what 99 and a half won't do. That's when I'm getting 100 right then. You know what I'm saying? Because
Ah,
that's intimacy. And a lot of us, we're so sick. Our world is so hypersexualized. Everything is sex, over sex. I don't give a flip about what the alphabet people or whatever they want to do with their lives and because what I'm doing with my sex life, I'm not going to no sex club. What I do is I'm doing it in my crib. You know what I'm saying? It's between me and her. You know what I'm saying? And so, but everything is so hypersexualized. That's why last week when the conversation started to flip, and I almost got a little angry, and I had to apologize, because I got to give you credit because you do challenge me in certain areas. Because you know me, I withdraw the right hand of fellowship in a minute, and you'll tell me, "No, James, you can't block people. You can't stop that. You gotta, take a break." Because I was like, "F y'all." I was mad, bro. I wasn't gonna say because I'm like, "Where y'all?" Lord, forgive me, y'all probably. But I was hot. I was 38. You know what I'm saying? Then finally, I said, "You know what? The relationships are worth more than that. Don't do it like that. I'm going another route." And so I got it because I heard your voice a little bit at that particular point,
oh,
but I'm growing. You know what I'm saying? My parents getting older, and, as old folks say, it done got late in the evening and the sun's going down. They would also say time is filled with swift transition. Man, time ain't going nowhere but one way, right? And it's slipping into the future. So
mhm.
life as it lends its lessons, we got to consider these clues. And I think our values are messed up. I think we'd rather, like I put a post out the other day talking about church people can be so mean. It ain't just church people, but the stuff we say to people, the stuff we
Mhm.
type, challenging people in certain areas of their lives and their truths and all that stuff. Man, we can just cordially coexist. I mean, you live in
Right,
Orlando, I live in
right. I
Atlanta. Man, if
agree.
we can't, yeah, we ain't got to always challenge each other. We ain't got to always put somebody on blast or make them feel bad
Mhm.
for being who they are. Man, I went through that a lot as a child growing up. You know what I'm saying? And I hate being embarrassed. I hate it. If you embarrass me, I'm coming at you, and I'm good with these words. So I can get you off of me now. I couldn't do that back then. You know what I'm saying? But now, I don't know. I don't know why I went down that tangent. But at the end of the day, uh we've become so hypersexualized. It seems like sex is the goal, and if sex ain't if sex ain't right, or if I don't get sex fast enough, I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? And we don't develop intimacy, man. We used to court. We used to
That's true.
court. I remember reaching down there and that girl said, "No, don't touch that. You ain't earned that yet. Hold on, wait a minute. No, we're gonna wait a little while for that one." And I
Everybody hot
respect,
now, James.
man, please, they leading with it. They lead. I don't want to. I don't. Ladies, excuse me. Notice I said ladies. I didn't say women. I didn't say girls. I said ladies because I really only deal with ladies. I don't even like to hear ladies cuss too much. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just a certain
Yeah.
it's a certain femininity that goes with it to me, right? So when I hear you leading with the sex and talking about all that, and girls taking pictures with their asses backwards, you know what I'm saying, and turning around instead of turning around smiling, that's your glory. That's your best part. That's what you
That's
got.
y'all glory. So hey, a lot of them gonna do what they think y'all want.
What you mean your glory? I mean, what you said? That's who y'all glory. What you mean when you say y'all glory?
Men.
What's our
Y'all
glory? I'm
make the
asking.
world think ass is everything.
Who is y'all? Because I don't even read
Some of
that much. I
y'all
need to know.
men. Let me just
Oh
say
yeah, there you
that.
go.
Some of
I'm
y'all
glad you said.
men.
Yeah, but don't listen to them because
So
them
y'all
Negroes.
lead ladies on. Like
Yeah,
I
man,
don't
don't
know.
listen
Do
to them.
we lead y'all on with anything?
Yes,
What
we lead each other
what is
on.
it?
We're men and women. We lead each other. Listen. It ain't no y'all. It ain't them. It's us. We lead each other on. Guess why? Because we have each other's missing part. So we're
Yeah.
supposed to lead each other on.
Yeah.
But we mess the narrative up. We make it sound like it's a bad thing. You remember? Y'all remember? Hold on, I got a game for y'all. Jay Sanders. You remember this game called Hide and Go Get It?
Oh
Y'all remember
yeah.
that? Do you? Yeah, we play that game
Yeah.
because she had something that he wanted, and he would chase it, do all he could to find it, and once he found it, he got with it. So we lead each other on. We're supposed to. That's why I always talk about. You say she said we played it back in the day too. That's why I always talk about women dropping breadcrumb. Don't mean not. I know some women like to go for the man, go for that man, but learn how to drop a breadcrumb and make him find you. We're hunters by nature. And we'll track you. Brothers, tell me I'm wrong, please.
That's true. That
We
is
will
true.
track
Oh my
you.
gosh.
We'll follow you. If we like you now, we don't like everybody, and understand we don't like everybody we lay down with. That's some brothers now. I'm a little older than that, but if we like you, we'll track you. We'll start to notice your habits. We'll start to notice your idiosyncrasies. I will ask you what your favorite color is and what your favorite flower is and what's your favorite meal. So if we ever go out, then if I know your favorite meal is steak, Coy, then I know to take you to a nice steak restaurant. So because I'm
Yeah, I
tracking,
guess, I suppose.
because I'm tracking you. If I ask you what your favorite
Yeah.
flower is, and I know you own a certain facility or I know where you might be, then those flowers might show up without me, right? Yeah, see, because
Hmm.
I'm tracking you. But when you coming for me, I can't track you.
Mm.
That's what I'm
Would you
about.
say it's hard to figure out women these days though?
I don't try.
Was it easier to figure out what a woman liked maybe 20 years ago?
Nope, because all I do is ask. We make things different. Listen, I'm not trying to figure women out. The one I want, I'm gonna figure her out. Good. I just said amen. Y'all, somebody needs to say
Boy, you
amen
a
right there.
mess.
Oh Lord, I ain't trying to figure women out. I don't want 100 women. I don't want 10 women. I don't want 5. But the
You
one
just
I
want
do
that
want,
one.
I'll
Woo!
figure her out.
I heard that.
Let me read what Chocolate just said. Hold on. She said, I agree. Within minutes of meeting me, they want to have sex. How? Ew, bro. I don't know you well enough to allow you into my personal space. That I don't care if you're a real one or not. I agree with that host, but that's a different type of dude. And when you say they, don't let that they encompass all. And I'm not saying you are.
Well, every man probably know what they want to do with a woman, but some men
Yeah.
are gonna let you know. Some men aren't. That
And
don't
but
mean the
let,
ones that aren't letting you know they don't want to get it.
but let me say this also. Just because that chocolate, I haven't looked at your picture, and I mean, and everybody, somebody's attracted to everybody. But just because that man wants you, don't mean every man wants you like that. And that's not a slight to say it that way. Just because some dude wants you, don't mean. I mean, Sammy might be attracted to somebody that's 5'9", 180 pounds, or I mean, thick, whatever. I might like them 5'4" and below, 120 pounds and below. Everybody's not attracted to everybody. And so, and I agree that there are some dudes like that do that, but there are a whole lot that aren't either. I mean, and that's my
I'm
point.
reading the
Yeah,
comments. I'm sorry. Jay Sanders is a
look,
mess.
she said these men bold, even the dusty with girl. She
Even the
crazy.
Dustin
I
was.
like it. They do. It's some dusty dudes and some dusty women. It's some dusty people out here because it's dirt outside. It's gonna blow, man. I promise. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, ain't
I
nothing
just
wrong with that. I
my
entertain
whole
a Dusty nigga as
yeah.
long as he got confidence. I entertain. Don't mean it don't go anywhere, but I entertain it. I like confident men. I don't care how dusty he is.
Yeah, and I get it. I guess if she's beautiful, I'm happy. But like I said, it ain't nobody 100%. I mean, I get it. I get it. Some dudes there, and then I would ask what Mark said. Where you hanging out at? You know, that's Mark said. Where you shopping? You know that, you know how Mark do. Where you shopping at? But no, but some people, there are different kinds of people. There are all kinds of people. All kinds of people. All kinds of people. Some dudes, I ain't leading with that, but I'm in a different place in life. I'm 50. I'm 50 years old. I'm
Okay, so
grown.
you said you're not leading with that, James. Let me ask you this. You're not
Mhm.
leading with that, but when you meet a woman, do you think like that?
Sometimes,
Like, oh, I would really love to have sex with.
but
I
she,
really
but
love
she,
to.
yeah. But if I think it, she don't
But
know
you're
it.
not gonna let her. Yeah. Okay.
If I did it, I mean, I might have done. I might have thought that. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dusty dudes are going to come for you, shooting their shot. Yeah. But the ones that ain't dusty probably check. They might be tracking you. Like I told you a minute ago. The ones that ain't dusty. I mean, you got thirsty women, you got thirsty dudes. I mean, like I just told you, I know women that have come to me that led with sex from the beginning, within the first
Mm.
conversation, and they led with it. And so I'm gonna call
Wow.
them dusties. I'm gonna call them dusties. But we don't.
Yeah.
The
See, I
difference
can't do.
is. No, hold on. Let me say this right here. Let me say this right here. Hold on. Like for instance, you know, everybody talk about women cheat men, cheat men. I mean, I've had married women in my inbox. The difference is I don't put them on blast. A woman want
Yeah,
to hurry
women
up
will
and
put
somebody
you
come in
on
their inbox.
blast.
First thing a woman do is put you on blast. And if that do what
Yeah,
you
that's
do, I
true.
get it. But it happens. Everybody cheats. Everybody, males and females cheat. Males and women are dusty. Males, all those things, because we're human. But while we're
Mm-hmm.
focusing on what's negative, I want to focus on the positives. Like you just talked about a whole lot. I ain't trying to track a whole lot of women. I just want to attract
Mm-hmm.
that one woman. And if I get her,
Mm-hmm.
man, and get her right, I could put all that emphasis in her. I feel what not everyone, James, speak for myself. What? Tell me what I need to speak for and I am speaking for myself. I am, but I am speaking for myself. What? Tell me what I'm not. What I said is wrong, please. And y'all, anybody that wants to come on and talk for yourself, send me an inbox. I'll send you the link. You're welcome to come on and talk. We got a little time tonight because I'm gonna change the subject in a minute. Saying all women and men cheat. No, all men and women cheat. They do. No,
People
no,
cheat.
no, no, no,
People do what
no.
they want
Not
to do.
no. You know what? She's right. I'm exegetical in my conversation as well. But I didn't mean to use word all. I meant to say both. See, I said that one little word changes the whole. I thought what's understood sometimes don't have to be explained. But what I meant to say was both men and women cheat. I didn't mean to say all, because all don't. You're 100% right, Shanae. I appreciate you for correcting me on
I
that.
think I'm behind.
Both, yeah, both men and women cheat is what I was meant to say. That's what I meant to say. How am I a trip, Chastity? What I do? Yeah, you know what I mean. I knew I was thinking it then. I just came out wrong. But something you got to give me a margin for error on, because I'll be I mean, I be thinking it. I be thinking it. But my fault. That time I was wrong on that one. But anyway, so how did we get on this subject anyway? What were we talking about? We was something to do with intimacy at that particular time. But no, if you have intimacy,
Yeah.
yeah, you
So
have
what about
intimacy.
you, James? If your mate can no longer have sex, how would you feel about that? How would you navigate that? What would you
I,
do?
okay, if we married,
You're in
if
a
we're not
committed
married,
relationship.
if we well no, if we're not married, then I'm out. I holler.
Really? What if you got 4 years in?
If I got 4 years, then I would already be married. I ain't wasting four
Mm.
years with nobody.
Okay. Okay. What if you were married?
If I got equity, we staying. We're gonna ride it out. We're gonna see
So
what
what
that
would you
mouth
do
do.
to pleasure yourself? Like, would you step out? Would you discuss
You,
stepping
you
out?
you heard what Chastity just said. Chastity said that mouth, and that, women have the women can use the hand, women can use their mouth, women can, it's several different ways a woman can please a man to do that.
Yeah, but
It's
at
several
some
different.
point, somebody want to feel some guts.
Well, I mean, there's another way to do that as well. But I ain't never, that ain't my thing of choice. But there is another, there are other ways to do that as well. I mean, some people are into that,
Yeah.
and if
Okay,
I had to
but
modify. If I had to modify, I just might have to modify. Wow, James, what I do? Yeah, women, we can only pleasure y'all if that box broke. What other way we going in for me? Well, except for the other way, but I'm trying not. I'm trying to keep this as PG as possible without going too far. But
we're good.
I, if I got equity, I'm sticking around. If I got equity,
You're sticking
and
around.
yeah, if I got that ain't a reason. Not a reason for a divorce. But
So
I'm
do
the
you
you know.
do you think it's a struggle when it comes to that with some people? So, some people may say, okay, well, we've been married for 6 years, for instance,
Mhm.
and something might happen and my husband may not be able to perform. A couple years go by, it may be okay, but at some point it's not going to be okay. What do you do
Uh,
about that?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
And you're married.
I was reading Shanae's question. Hold on one second. Say it one more time. Go. No, she asked. Did we?
No,
No, we didn't hear the question. No,
I
tell
want to
us
hear her question. What was the
right.
question on the Ricky
What was the question?
Smiley
What
Morning
was the
Show?
question? Let me hold on one second. I got to see something like that. Go ahead. Do what y'all doing. Oh, what was the question? She'll type it in a second. But hey, go ahead, Corey. Tell me what you would say it again, and while she's typing the question.
I said
You
at
said what
some
would I
point in that marriage, when it's fresh, it's probably okay, but at some point in that marriage, it gets old. So what do you do about that?
you write it out. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I believe in vows. You know what I'm saying? I believed in mine. You know what I'm saying? So man, I believe I'm writing it out. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If I get married, it's until death do me part. That's where I'm at. And like I said, that's it. There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts
Okay,
about it.
okay, Shauna.
I'm
Is
right.
Shauna your friend?
Shanae, I already sent it to her.
Oh, Shanae. Okay. Shanae, you
I
should
already
have
sent.
the link
Yeah,
then.
I already sent it. She just got it. While you were talking, I was
She
sending.
said
Well,
it's a
while
lot.
I was talking, I was sending. While I was talking, I was sending. You know, I can. Yeah. No, I'm old school. It is what it is. I'm riding through it. I'm riding through it. I'm riding through it. Riding through it. Now you talking about that's an exit, not
I
an
think I
entry.
can pretty much ride through it also because, I have my moments, but I don't act on them.
And
I
I'm not.
get in my
I ain't
ways and
now. In the old days, I might have asked for a a hall pass, but at this stage of life, I don't even think I would ask for a hall pass. It is what it is. I ride it out. It is what it is. I'm going through it.
if you can't
You said if
perform, I'm out, dog.
you so funny. Even
Some
if
of
you,
these
oh, boy,
people.
yeah. Hey, at least stay honest though. At least stay honest. Shanae, did you get it?
Yes, indeed.
Did you get? She might be trying to put her hair together or something if she or whatever she's trying to come on. Period. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Y'all ain't not. Y'all make me sick. Hold on, let me bring Shanae in. Y'all make me sick.
They better stop saying that. They get somebody like that and they gonna look back on this
Hey,
show.
Pastor Dunn. We talking about a whole bunch of stuff. What we talking about? If your mate can't, if your mate, it's kind of like a form of forced celibacy. If you know you're in a relationship
Right.
and your mate can't perform, are you gonna stick around or are you out? And then we're looking at it from different stages, whether you're married or if you're single, kind of thing. All right, Shanae, what
Tasha,
was the
what you
question
gonna
this
do?
morning?
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
The question on the Ricky Smiley Morning Show this morning was a young lady. She was with this young man for 4 years. He left his wife and stepson for her.
Mm.
After about a year, she moved into his place with him. A little while after that, he ended up getting hold to some bad lean and having a stroke.
Mm.
Now she has to take care of him. She has to feed him. She has to change him. And, she said they can't travel. They can't do anything that they used to do since he's had the stroke. Now she wants to leave him. So she wanted to know, is she obligated to stay with him through this since he did leave his wife and stepson for her? Or is it okay for her to basically find him like a home health nurse and leave him and start her life over without him?
They're just dating, right?
Mm-hmm.
She ain't obligated.
Ooh.
But she kind of feels obligated because he left his wife for her and they got a divorce.
I feel you.
So now she wants
Well,
to
she's
know
not
what
obligated.
she
Nobody's obligated to do anything. But, I understand how she feels. She can still take care of him. She can still be with him. She can still have her piece on the side. You know,
would you stay and
I
still be with him?
if I love him, yeah. If I don't love him, then no. I mean, it's time out for feelings.
Woo,
Life is short. Life
woo,
is too
Chastity.
short. I just got to
Chastity and
be
Jay
happy.
Sanders ain't no joke. Chastity and Jay Sanders ain't no joke. Boy.
She
They
said,
said
"Stay with him.
stay with him because that's
That's
your
your
karma,
karma,
baby.
baby."
Right.
And Jay Sanders said, "I'm sorry, baby. Karma is lovely." Wow. She ain't karma don't miss, right? Karma will
Y'all,
karma go shoot that.
oh,
Wow.
yeah. If I love him, yeah, I would stay with him, but I would still probably invest in someone else on the side. But if I didn't love him, yeah, I'd dump his ass out that chair and go on by my business.
No, why you gotta dump him out the
I'd
chair?
be.
Let him stay in the chair,
I mean,
man.
you know what I was thinking about? I was thinking of Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
Yeah, now he deserved to be dumped out the chair. I couldn't stand. I don't like him in no movie because of the way he was on that movie. I can't stand that dude, man. If I saw him in real life, I'd probably walk up and try to push him down or something. It's just something about that dude I do not like. Ugh, he makes me sick. I promise you, I can't stand it. So you're dumping him out the chair. That's y'all.
Right,
Ass
I'm with
Oh
Tasha.
my God.
Yeah,
No,
Tasha
Tasha,
said, "What if we agree on adding someone else to assist with the intimacy?" Right. I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with it.
all three at the same time, Coy?
No, not at.
See,
I
that's what
can't
she
do
said.
that.
She said,
Now you can have another woman, but your woman can never move in with us. She got to stay over there in her own crib.
you got a big house?
We ain't blending like that.
You got a big house?
I don't. We ain't blending like that, James. I can't share my roof with somebody else.
Wow.
I can share time, but not my
Just
roof.
selfish. Just selfish. Y'all heard
I
me.
can't imagine it.
No, I wouldn't know. Like I said, that's grown folk stuff. But like I said,
Dang.
if you put the equity in, hold on, let me see. Because chocolate write paragraphs. I need to read that. Hold on. She said, "I'm kind of unsure what I would do. Is this dependent on the condition of our marriage? Like, did he cheat the whole entire marriage? And now he is only faithful because he can perform." I ain't even have all them
Wait,
questions.
start over
Look,
now.
she got all them questions. I ain't have all. She had all them answers. I'm like, I ain't even have all them questions. You know, make it your story. You tell us how you want to. Now hold on. She said, "I'm kind of unsure what I would do." Is this in response to the dude who left the Ricky Smiley question? Is that what you're talking about, Chocolate? The Ricky Smiley question? You said, because like, did he cheat the
No, he
whole
is.
entire marriage? From what it sounded like, you said he was married.
Oh,
He was
yeah.
having an affair for 4 years, right, Shanae?
Yeah,
He
he
was
was having an affair. Now he's been with the young lady for 4 years. He was having an affair with the young lady. He ended up leaving his wife and stepson for his side piece.
okay. All right, I think she said that she wasn't talking about the Ricky Smiley question. She just said no. So she's talking about the question that we had out at first. I don't know. I'm confused. Shoot, somebody had to confuse me.
Yeah.
Catch me up.
So they've been together for 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Why is she even talking about how they got together? They've been together for 4 years. That's old now.
Well, she put the question on the radio because she wants to go. She actually said in the comments, she said, "I really want to hit him in his stroked face." So I don't know what's going on
I'm
at
about to throw
home.
this water across the room.
For real, that's what she said.
He's probably mean now,
Yep, more than
because of his
likely.
Okay, I got
condition.
you, Chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
Got you.
Yeah.
No cheating involved on this. Listen, on this platform, I try my best, Chocolate, to give everybody let everybody start off with 100. So no
Okay, I see
cheating.
what Chocolate's
Yeah,
saying.
no cheating involved. He just, whatever reason, y'all have been married. Y'all could have been married 15, 20 years, and all of a sudden he had a heart attack, and now he's on nitroglycerin or whatever he is, and now his thing won't get hard anymore. And if his thing
Yes.
don't get hard, and so are you? No, so what do you do? Chastity said he asked out because she got ain't nothing you can do because she got a roll. I get it.
Yo,
Him and his half a
brutal.
heart attack. Look, him and his
These
half a
women
heart
ain't
attack.
having it. They want to be hard. You
Hold
hear
on.
me?
He gonna have a heart attack and she gonna break his heart. You know what I'm saying? That's them. God, boy, Negroes
The
are
heart
wild.
just doomed.
She said, he had a heart attack. He's on nitroglycerin. His thing won't perform. And she said, I gotta go.
Cannot.
She walking with the stick with the little with the thing on the back with your stuff in. You remember how they used to do it? Thank you, Shanae. Shanae. I'm joking. I'm playing. No, okay. Here, pressure don't bust my pipe. Dang, Melinda, you are a savage. I need
Jay
her on the platform.
Stephenson.
I'm about to send
Stay
you
healthy is
link.
all I can
Hey,
say.
send her a link, Coy. Please send her a link. Let her on the show. We got about 15 more minutes. Let her on the show. Send her a link.
Oh my gosh.
Lord, if you halfway dressed, whatever, send her a link, please. I need her on the show. Damn, Jay Sanders says stay healthy. That's all I can say. Well, don't fix him no ham hocks. Don't make him no doggone
Right.
oxtails or none of that kind of stuff. You know, because nothing is gonna clog his arteries. Make him work out every day. I don't, Lord have mercy. I'm with you, Tasha Dunn. What happened for better or for worse? You know, they don't do that no more. We don't do that no more.
That's right.
Melinda Doak said, if we're not in deep, like some, hold on, let me put it on screen. If we're not in deep, like some years in deep, I'm out. The love and money has to be strong and long. I got it.
Ooh, I heard that, Melinda.
Yeah, Jesus, Father.
She
Chocolate
said
love.
the
She said,
love.
I'm staying.
And wait a minute, though, James. She
What's
said the love and the money has to be strong and long.
So the love has to be strong. God,
You know, Melinda said she gotta have some dirt on her. Oh, man, he gotta have it. He gotta have it.
Were you saying, was those words imagery? Never mind. I'm not gonna go through all that. And then so Tasha said, hold on. Tasha said, what happened to better or worse? Chastity said it got worse. God damn.
Yeah. Y'all men, it's over. It's over.
Yeah, hey, listen, I'm glad y'all are on tonight because y'all got me laugh. I'm telling you, I wouldn't have been able to make it through this tonight. These 8 hours, bro. That 8-hour drive wasn't no joke today. But y'all making me laugh, and I appreciate y'all. She said it got worse. That's funny. But that ain't really what that meant, though, Chastity. You know that, right? That's it. That ain't really mean because it got. Yeah, that's what I said. I'm with. Hold on, let me put that script. She said, "Lord." She said, "Lord."
But most of these men, I don't believe you men will stay with the lady because y'all built a little different.
Well, man, I'm just telling you what I would do. I can't speak for everybody else. Would y'all, other fellas, what would y'all do?
Tammy, what would you do?
And let me tell you, listen, a lot of times I say I speak from experience sometimes too now. Okay. I mean, I'm telling you.
I know.
Cause baby, that mouth still work right. Lord forgive me. We said that earlier, so you're all right. We said that earlier. Some of them might be out like a light. And like hold on. Hold on, pot
you
calling
ain't
the kettle.
lying, girl. You ain't lying.
Hold on, old pot calling the kettle black. You know, because you just said you was out like a light. And did you just? I mean, hold on. I can scroll back up. Let me see what I'm talking about right quick. Yeah, no, Melinda, you good. I appreciate you for coming. You know, I appreciate you every time. Chastity said she was out. What's the other one? Jay Sanders said she was out. Melinda said if it ain't strong and long, she out. So everybody said they was out. So why now you saying that? So if both of us out, like I just said, men and women do the same thing. I just said that. I told y'all.
Yeah.
I just said that.
She ain't lying though. Jay Sanders ain't lying. She said men won't wait until you're lukewarm when you're in the ground, basically.
The only thing she left out was that some. That's the part. If we could ever learn how to put that some in front of, because see how she had that thing with that capital M, it makes it so absolute. But all men don't do that. Some men won't wait until you're lukewarm in the ground. But I know men who will wait. I know men who wait their wives.
The ones that ain't waiting, the ones that are waiting probably got an issue.
Well, no. The issue was they loved the hell out their wives. I know people who died. I know of men who died from a broken heart after their wives died.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So these absolute terms that we use, I mean, it's good for entertainment purposes. I get it. But at the end of the day, it's still some people who do it. Yeah. I mean, no, you're supposed to mean what you say, but I'm supposed to moderate the conversation myself, and I'm definitely going to challenge it if it.
Sandra is so funny.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, and I appreciate the sir part on you there, but I appreciate it. You capitalize on it. You're awesome. I love
sir.
You. Let me see what I saw it. Should have been capital. I'm joking. But hold on. This part. What you say, Sam? He said, if I was married, I would work it out with one way or another. That's why I've never been married. I take those vows seriously. Some people do. Everybody's different. That's all I'm saying. And
that's true.
That's all. I don't fight women. I don't even argue with y'all. You learn when you start listening. I don't fight women. I only argue with y'all. What's your name again? I'm playing. I'm joking. But I'm serious. And you're right about that whole people taking the vows seriously. It's a different
Yeah.
day. It's just a different day now. It's a different day, and it's a and we could go back and we could analyze who raised you. You know, was it your mama and your daddy who raised you, or were you raised by
Hmm.
single mamas? And have you ever seen a marriage in your life? Because all of those environment plays a whole big part in how we in enculturation. So, and I'm not asking
Hmm.
those questions. So please don't start answering it. But I mean, there's always a reason why we think the way we think. But
Hmm.
what I harp on is that when God made us, He gave us all different fingerprints. Every last one of us have our own set of fingerprints. So I think we think different. But we're so quick to throw everybody in a category. I mean, that's just what we do. We're so quick to put people in a category. But I hope it don't say like that. Listen, I want to have a little fun before we get out of here. That's been a fun conversation. But let me pull this up. Oh, let me see what did she say? Marriage, yes. Short term relationship, I'm out 3 years or less. Oh, if I was in a marriage, I would work it out somehow. To be honest, love is strong. What's it? Love is strong through most things, and others will require faith. A lot of it. Gotcha. That's good. That's good. But I wanted to look at this as well. Let me pull it up, and we can discuss this, and then we'll get out of here tonight. I'm not gonna keep us on tonight too long because number one, I've been driving all day, and I'm tired. It's been fun. I appreciate all of y'all. Y'all, this has been fun. Hold on. Let me put this. Share my screen, and I'm gonna play a little bit of this. I'm not gonna play it all, but I want to play it. Hold on. There we go. And let me pop it up. Oh, I forgot to start it to the beginning. And there we go.
You are hour, but you are an hour away. You are an hour away. What's wrong with IHOP? What's wrong with IHOP? This is what we on? Like, what's the problem? Stop. Put your phone down. No, what's the problem? What's the problem? Because women, listen, women like you always be talking about, y'all just pick me up. Y'all can pick the date. Just take me on a date. We finally take you all on dates. What do you mean? It don't matter. You always crying about going on dates. Why do it matter with a wow, it's IHOP. I'm not gonna walk in. Wow, it's IHOP. I'm not gonna take you home. Take me home. I done came all about an hour away from me. You think I'm gonna take you all the way back to the crib? Well, catch me Uber then. I'm not gonna. That's like $100. I'm not doing that. Listen, why would you? Listen. I'm taking.
All right. I think that's enough. I think that's enough. So we get the gist of it, right? So he's taking her out on a date. He takes her to IHOP. She don't want to go to IHOP. She want to go somewhere like Ruth's Chris or Chick-fil-A. I think she said something like that. That's a big difference. Eh? But is he wrong for taking her to IHOP?
In my
Don't think,
opinion,
don't think with coy lenses right now. Let's think with the masses right now. Let's think with the masses. I know you got to go to end something with a ikas in it or something or some type of special.
well, no, I would say in my opinion, he's not right because it is a date. I think that he should have told her where they were going. But on the flip side, she just said, and I quote him, take me out on a date. So I'm taking you out on a date. I don't think she behaved right or expressed herself right. Um, yeah, IHOP, nah. Don't take me to IHOP. You can take my mama to IHOP. Don't take me to IHOP.
Let's read some comments. Tasha said she can catch an Uber. Uh, hold on. This is funny. Hold on.
She said she ain't capable of taking herself to Ruth Chris.
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna try to get to. She said she's not even capable of taking herself to Ruth Chris. No, he wasn't wrong. Melinda, that's my girl. Melinda said then she don't like to eat. A date is a date. When you're getting to know someone, did she set the date? Okay, so Catherine said most men ask the date where they want to go. Okay, is that
Right.
yeah? Okay. Uh, he said no. There's a time for IHOP and there's a time for Ruth's Chris. So Sammy, was this a time for IHOP or was this a time for Ruth's Chris? That's the question. Oh no, he wasn't wrong. Okay, I got it. Okay, what she said?
Me personally, I don't do IHOP. I mean, but that's
Okay.
just me.
Melinda said, Melinda finished her sentence. She said, did she set expectations? Okay, that's a good question. Did she say that? Because I told you when I'm hunting, what I tell you, I said I'm gonna ask what your favorite food is. I'm gonna ask certain questions, and then I'm based on those questions. That's how you're way ahead of me on the comments. So you guys, I'm gonna try to catch up in a minute. But I'm
Please do.
based on the questions that I ask you.
Hold on.
Those are gonna be that's gonna be how I'm gonna tell where I'm gonna probably take you. Hold on. What did Chocolate say? She said, "Wait, what? Ruth Chris for breakfast? Do they even say no? Did she?" No, she didn't say no. You can get breakfast 24 hours a day at IHOP. You can get breakfast at 1 o'clock in the morning. But Tasha Dunn said, "Why does it matter? Where's it matter?" Okay. Shanae said, "I would have ordered steak and eggs and a few other things and enjoyed myself." Okay, I like that's cool. Jay Sanders, we agree on something tonight. Hey, no, I'm joking. I'm playing, Janae. Don't think I'm not picking on you for real. Do not block me later on or nothing like that. I'm just playing. I promise you. Because that has happened to me before, y'all. She said her behavior was ridiculous, but don't take me to IHOP. I wouldn't take nobody on the first date to IHOP. I ain't gonna lie. I wouldn't.
Yeah, I wouldn't take myself to IHOP.
But,
I wouldn't even take myself to Ruth Chris.
yeah,
I just
we wouldn't go to Ruth Chris first date either. But I'm definitely not going to IHOP. But
yeah, I don't like Ruth Chris.
Chastity said, and I agree with Chastity. Chastity said she was dressed for because she wasn't dressed. Chastity, she was not dressed for Ruth Chris, was she? What kind of shoes she had on? Like some little slides or something like that? Because I erased the video. But no, she was not dressed for IHOP. So I mean, she was not dressed for that. Y'all got a lot of comments. Let me try to catch
I
up.
don't know.
She looked like Chastity's stupid. She said she looked like
I look like pancakes and eggs.
And then Melinda, based on your question about setting expectations, Shanae said, "Look how she's dressed. She couldn't have had expected much." I get a point that makes sense to me.
Not for a date. Now, I will put on some sweats and a t-shirt and go to the steakhouse. I don't care how people think I look. What did you just read?
Jay Sanders said she looked like she was dressed. I say it's a drive-through, but Jay Sanders like she was dressed for Burger King. That's girl crazy. Wow. See, Sam. Oh Lord, what is that? She's stupid. Sammy said, "Yeah, I get hints from women too when dealing with them, but as a young man, I don't think he was wrong. I don't think he was wrong. But you know what? She knew what kind of dude she was dealing with. I mean, cause I'm gonna tell you where it was wrong for me, Coy. The wrong for me was pulling out the camera, cussing at her, hollering,
The way he behaved.
arguing back and forth. What's wrong with IHOP? What's wrong with IHOP? What's wrong with IHOP? He said, "What's wrong with IHOP?"
He wanted to call her out, and that's not what you do.
No,
You just say, you know what? You ain't for me.
no,
You for the streets. So
and
I'm
you
gonna
know
let
what
you
I
be.
I'd have drove your happy butt back across town the whole way. It
Yep.
would have been the most quiet ride. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't have said nothing the whole ride.
Right.
And then we got a block up the street. I said, "You can get out now."
Yeah, he could have carried on to Ruth Chris, and got there and say, okay, here's Ruth Chris. She would have got out. He could have took off.
Man, please. Yeah, but then like Tasha said, it sounded like he jumped in her DM and she said, "Take me on a date." And then like Tasha Dunn said, she should have done her homework. They both he obviously didn't do no homework, because if he had done any homework, he would have known that she wasn't trying to go for a two for two or whatever they two about. What is it? 2 pancakes, 2 sausages, and 2 eggs.
What? You said 2 for 2. What?
It's 2. When you look at it on the menu, it's 2 times 2 times 2. I forget. I prefer Waffle House. I'll take you to Waffle House now, but it's gonna be like 3 o'clock in the morning. But I mean, after we leave it somewhere else we were. But no, I'm not. Oh my God, he making us look bad. But she looked goofy in her outfit. Okay. Chocolate says, "I'm going to IHOP for breakfast, especially if we're getting to know each other. I'm going to Cracker Barrel, the original house of pancake." She said, I'm going to IHOP for breakfast, especially if we are getting to know each other. I'm going to Cracker Barrel, the original house of pancakes, but I draw the line at Waffle House. Damn it. So you'll go on a date to those things. Okay. She said she will go on a date to those places. That's good. That's good. But
No, we're gonna go on a meet and greet to those places.
Erica,
You pay, I pay.
Erica, you like Denny's or you don't like Denny's? Yeah, I mean, Shanae, I got a question for you though. This is a totally off subject. You said I'm up for an all-star. Can you finish an all-star? I ain't gonna lie, I cannot finish
What's an all-star.
I'll tell you exactly what an all-star is. An all-star is a waffle, it's toast. But why you give waffle and a toast? But you get waffle, toast, bacon, eggs, and you either get grits or hash browns.
Oh, that's
That is
big.
all.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. She said she can eat it all. I cannot. I have never been able to eat of. Number one, I can't really fathom understand the concept of eating toast and a waffle.
2 breads.
Two seem like 2 breads. So so I
Mm-hmm.
kind of lose my. That's a heart attack. I feel you'll never Erica Nicole. And because when I have the toast in my mouth and I feel the consistency, then I lose my appetite every time. And then I try to take it home with me, and then I never finished it every time. She said, "And we'll eat it all in front of you." I'm cute, but not that cute. No, I can't do it. I don't eat that much. I don't eat that. But I'll tell you what I did try last week, though. It was pretty good, though, Corey. And you would have been proud of me. I
What's
had
that?
some vegetable pasta and turkey meatballs.
Oh, that's good. That's no fried chicken, so that's good.
Well, I'm gonna get that in a few minutes. It's over there waiting on me to finish the show. But
Lord.
she said, "Sorry, you didn't grow up in the hood." But no. So, Chastity, are you going on it? Can he take you on the first date to IHOP? You cool with that? You cool, Monique? So you say the waffle. Yeah, I say the waffle for later. That's exactly what I do. Monique, can he take you? No, you don't. Oh, you don't eat. So you don't eat the whole thing. Oh, one egg gets. You don't eat the toast. Oh, so yeah, I can't do it. I'll lose my appetite. So, old girl, I think they were both wrong. I think she was wrong for her reaction. I think he provoked the reaction. Also, I mean, when she said she didn't want to come, I might have said why. And if she said I don't want to eat, I don't want to eat here, then I probably would have been like, all right, cool. And then we might have chose somewhere else. But I'm not gonna sit there and argue with a woman putting she said I'm running up the tab. That's what Shanae said. Shanae said I'm getting steak and eggs, a couple of others. I'm getting something to drink. I want a juice. I want a soda to go. I want some some crepes. I want some sweets. I mean, do Waffle House. I mean, do IHOP have appetizers? We're gonna get some of those too. All those types of things. That's what's going. Yeah. So that's what she said she's gonna do. So I get it. But personally, like I said, if and brothers, young brothers, if you're listening to this show and you take first of all, do your homework. Okay.
Yes, please,
Do your
Lord.
research. Easy question. What's your favorite food? You're not even asking, because you know what I'm learning, because y'all know I'm learning how to date. I use y'all to teach me how to date, because one of these days I'm gonna start dating again. So I kind of use y'all, right? So I know women like men to make decisions, right? But we want to make the right decision. So what I do is I ask you, hey, what's your favorite food? And so if I know what your favorite food is, then I'll find a restaurant that meets those parameters. And then we go to that restaurant, right? And then
So you do the finding. Do you ever ask them like which restaurant you like?
I will. I mean, but some of them, but then some of them will say you choose. Yep, using to an extent. I'm joking. I mean, y'all say some. It's all semantics. You know how we do this thing. But yeah, but if they say they want to go to a specific restaurant, please give me because you gotta be careful, because you might be setting yourself up on there. Because if they start saying they want to go to Ruth's Chris, then that's probably we're not dating. I'm probably not gonna take it to Ruth's Chris unless I really. I'm probably not gonna take it to Ruth's Chris on the first date. Just not gonna do it. Longhorn maybe, but man, Longhorn, yeah, because I ain't going to Applebee's. I'm not an Applebee's type dude, but I will go to. I know, and I like it too, Chastity. Yeah, but I will go to Longhorn. Is the Longhorns cool, y'all? Because we're about to end the show in just a moment. So is Longhorns cool? Y'all tell me that. Is that cool?
Yeah, we getting it to go.
You can't sit down and eat in the Longhorns?
I don't like noisy environments. Like that's what
Oh, it's too
bothers me.
noisy
But
for you.
I'll order us some food and we can pick it up and we can go to the house and chill and eat.
What's a good restaurant? So you're not, so I mean, what I'm learning also now, especially in Atlanta, is that there are a lot of restaurants that aren't chain restaurants. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
they're like in the neighborhood or in the cool area, whatever, for breakfast, for dinner. Not for breakfast. I'm
Yeah.
probably not gonna take.
Well, brunch is
I'm
good.
probably not. Brunch maybe for a first date, but more than likely, I'm probably gonna take you to dinner on a first date or lunch or dinner. I probably would do that. I probably would on the first date. But that's a good question. Her taste is expensive. I feel you. But now, and that's what I'm saying. So you might be setting yourself
But
up.
I will take myself to those places also, you know.
But see, the
I
dude
will.
that took you out, that dude that took you out that time, that took you to the restaurant, he don't have Google.
Apparently not, because he asked me specifically, where do you like to eat? I said, well, these are the places I like to eat. I gave him 3 options. He could have done his due diligence.
And the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say, hey Google, pull up the menu for whatever that restaurant is,
Ocean
and I'm gonna look at
Prime
it. Yeah, man, I'm gonna
or
look
the
at Ocean
Palm
Prime menu,
Steakhouse.
and then if I look in the menu and I see stuff $50, $60, $70, and I know I ain't got but 120 for you, then I'm probably gonna say,
That's what he said.
no, that's why I
Listen,
did that.
that man said, listen, we sat down. They offered us a drink menu. I said, no, I don't drink. He was happy. He's like, okay, you don't drink. I'm like, nah. But but before that, he asked me where you want to go. And I told him
All this
these
drinking.
are the three places I will take myself. So it's really, but I also said, but it's really up to you. He said, no, wherever you want to go. I'm like, okay, cool.
See, ever
He
set
came
up.
in with his baseball cap. They parked our cars and everything. He's like, wow, I ain't never been nowhere like this. I thought, oh, shit. Let me get my wallet out of the car before y'all go park it. So we go in there, we sit down. They offer to drink me. Y'all drink. Oh, okay, cool. So, everything is a la carte. He ordered his steak. I ordered my steak. They wanted size. I ordered
Everything
a
come in a
cup of soup,
cart.
not a
You said everything
bowl.
come in a cart.
A la carte,
I'm
where
joking.
you just, yeah,
I'm
you
joking. I'm
stop
joking.
it,
I'm joking.
James.
I'm joking. Okay. I know
Some people may not know. But
everybody knows
so
what
I didn't even order.
everybody knows what a la carte is, right? I'm joking.
I didn't even order a side, James.
Uh-huh.
You know, I just no, I didn't order
You didn't get
appetizer
no
or
roughage.
anything.
You didn't get no roughage.
No, none of that. He ordered a little side of his little steak. We sitting there, we're talking, having a good conversation. That check came, so it was I think it was like
I can't take
$185.
it.
I'll never forget this. That man was like,
I
he
can't
started
take it.
sweating. So I'm like, oh shit. He was like, I'm gonna go to the restroom. So he went to the bathroom. I'm like, I
He was
got
getting
my
somebody.
wallet together because I'm like,
He was trying to get somebody to cash app him right then. He was looking for some cash app. He's like,
that
please.
man came back to that table. I was like, I'll take care of the tip. So I pulled out my little $40, put it on the table. He was like, shit, I got 120 for you. He said, I ain't never seen no check. It was two steaks for $185.
Ooh.
I
And he
said, oh, okay. All I did just like this. I scooped up his little money, put it in my wallet, scooped up my tip, threw out my card, paid the tab. I ain't exchanged words. I didn't call him out. I didn't want him embarrassed or anything. So we go outside. He's like, I ain't never did nothing like this before. Whew, they parking cars and everything. It's like a movie. I was like, damn. I said, let me explain something to you. When you ask somebody out and they tell you where they want to go, you ask them anywhere where you like to go, and they tell you, do your research. I said, and also know who you're dealing with when you're asking them out. I said, but okay, we good. He's like, yeah, can we do this again? I said, hey, if you're ready to do it again. So the next day, James, did I tell you about the next day?
yeah, yeah. Make sure they hear that part though, because you got to throw them a lifeline. Throw them a lifeline. Make
Yeah,
sure
because
they.
I was like, we good. And so they had to bring us our car. So I gave him his little tip so he can tip the man for getting his car. Because I didn't know whether or not he knew the
You're gonna
tip
make me spit
to
on my
get the
computer.
car.
You ain't tell me about that part. You ain't tell me about.
Yes, because he just gave him the ticket. And I'm like, nah, you give him the ticket with your money. So he was like, oh, okay. So I gave him his little $10. I gave the man my ticket with my $10.
Did he get a
So they
cash
come
app?
back with the cars. No.
Okay.
So they come back with the cars and everything. We go on our merry ways. The next day, I get a cash app. And I'm talking to my friend. I'm like, what is this? I don't use Cash App. I just use it for Bitcoin. My friend was like, oh, don't open that. It could be a scam. So I'm like,
Okay.
okay. But it says somebody sent you $100 on your Cash App. I'm like, I don't even know how to accept money on Cash App.
Mm-hmm.
So he texted me like a couple hours later and was like, hey, did you get your Cash App? I'm like, huh? He's like, yeah, I sent you $100. By the way, the date was on me. I'm like, oh, that was nice. I said, but I don't use Cash App like that. I don't even know how to get the money. Cancel that. He was like, oh, you sure? Because it's on. I said, no, I'm good. So he got his money back and we was good.
But at least he tried to make it right, though. He tried to make it
He
right.
tried to make it right the next day. I think that's because the way I handled it. Because I
Yeah.
wasn't upset or anything. I was just like, let's scoop this money up. I don't want him embarrassed. We're gonna
Yeah.
be all right. Yeah, so he did that the next day.
Yeah. Let me. I don't see this person's name. It says Facebook user. Can you see the name? It says the quality is in the mindset and the conversation. It's so many beautiful stories how people have met at the juke joints, at a parking lot, ice cream shop, or anywhere. It's the quality, the connection, the character, and the pureness in the intellectual conversation and or person. I like that. Now that's grown. That's grown man or woman talk. I can't tell who it is, so I can't say. Um, Let me see who is it.
Jackie
Sammy said,
Jones.
okay, Jackie. I figured it was Jackie when it said mindset. She said, you got to know your limits. And that's Sammy Smash said, you got to know your limits and know when you may be a little out of your league, but you got to be honest with yourself. That's true. Google will save you a lot of embarrassment. It really will. All they have to do is Google.
Sure would. I
Yeah.
knew for sure this man did his research. I sent him the links to the website.
Yeah.
I was in total shock. I'm like, where
Yeah.
did he think we were gonna go for? They telling you when you step in, and I told him before we stepped in. I said, hey, they may not allow you to wear your baseball cap. I said, but go ahead and try. You know,
Yeah. You
he
knew
got
what
in
was
there.
up.
He's like, yeah. So you already know what's about to go down. I was,
Yeah. Yeah.
damn.
Shanae said that's why people should date their wage. Date your wage. Date your wage. Date your wage. That's interesting.
Mm,
Chastity's
date your
telling. She said
wage.
that's what Grandmama always say. Keep a little pocket change, right? She said I can. Chastity said I can always pay for me. And that, at the end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't even. If we go on a date, we're not going Dutch. I'm paying for it. I mean, that's just. I see. Yeah, Jackie Jones. I appreciate you, Jackie. Good to see you, Jackie. Jackie comes on. She's been on here before.
Yeah,
But
I'm not going Dutch either on a date, but I'll
yeah,
pay for us.
yeah.
But
It's either one. Either I'm paying or you paying. But I'm paying.
yeah,
It is what
yeah.
it is. I'm paying. If I got, I'm gonna put it like this. If I ain't got the money, I'm not going on a date. It's just point blank. I'm just if
Yeah,
I
they really
don't
messed
have,
me up though.
yeah.
I ain't
I'm not
never been out
asking.
on a date with
I
nobody like
ain't
this
asking.
though.
Yeah. If I don't have
That
the money, I'm
man
not
said,
even
I
gonna
got
ask you on a
120
date.
for you.
Well,
Just like that.
like Shanae said earlier, she said, let's take a 5 piece and go on the water. Man, that was when I was in my 20s. That was my first date with anybody. We go down to the Arkansas River, back behind the Excelsior, and I would ask them one question: what do you see? Looking at the water, what do you see? That was that answer to that question determined how far that date was gonna go. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mm,
I liked a certain answer. I remember one girl, I ain't gonna say her name, but I remember it vividly. I haven't seen her since then. But that one question, what she would say, she said, it looks like time because the river was just going in one direction and just kept going. You know what I'm saying? And didn't stop. So she said, look like I said, oh, you a keeper. Let's go with that. Are you hungry? Would you like to go get something to eat?
mm-hmm,
Because now I know we can have a conversation, and that was in my
mm-hmm,
20s. So if that was in my 20s, where you think I met in my 50s? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I could sit in this house and be quiet all day long. I mean, literally. But when I find the right person to talk to, you know what I'm saying, it makes a difference.
mm-hmm,
And I think, and getting back, and I'm going to segue out right here, and getting back to the point of when we talk about celibacy versus intimacy and abstinence and all these types, and then the forced when it comes to a time where they ain't working no more. And I know y'all gonna probably it's gonna get wet for the next 45, 50 years. Some of y'all think, I get it. But when it get to a point where that thing ain't working no more, his or yours, if it ain't working no
yeah,
more, you got to have some intimacy to fall back on. You got to have, and that intimacy comes through the connection. I mean, y'all sitting in the house playing cards, playing war, while you watching TV, and going to get the coffee for each other. Learning. I mean, my parents are getting older now, and I watch them. I'm saying, and to watch, he'll complain about her, and she might complain about him, but to watch the connection that they have on certain things, only 43 years could do that. Only
mm,
43 years can do that. And the thing is, we want to stop after 3 or 4 because you hurt my feelings. You know what I'm saying? Or you said something I didn't agree with, or or what whatever it was, and we leave and we don't do that stick and stay thing. And I'm not. You do what you do, but I'm just saying what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? And I really want
mm-hmm,
us to get back to community, and our community. The only way it's going to get back to community the way it's supposed to be is when families are rebuilt and structured the way they're supposed to be. And a lot of us are probably getting past that age, because some of us are grandparents now, and all that kind of, I get it, but we still got to speak to the next generation. And we got to kind of bring them along. And that's all I'm trying to do. I mean, like I said, when I got a little upset last week, Coy and I had to have a one-on-one conversation, and I had to really share my passion with her. And she understood it one way, but when I shared my passion, I think she was able to understand it another way. And that's why I'm gonna let y'all know I'm not. This ain't play for me. We'll joke and laugh and all that kind of stuff, but I'm trying to get an outcome on everything I'm doing. And believe me, I try to read every one of your comments. That's why I respond to them. And if I scrutinize, don't take it personally. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do that. You know what I mean? You can do the same thing to me. It's okay. You know what I mean? I don't have a problem with that. But we're gonna have fun and we're gonna talk. But I need y'all to do something for me. I need y'all to start telling people about it. And telling them that we're here every Monday night, and we'll grow, and it'll be different people on the panel. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna bring some therapists in. We're gonna do some different things, but we're gonna make it do what it does. All right. So y'all do me a favor. I'm about to break. Corey, you got anything before we get out of here?
Yeah, I'm good to go.
You good? You sure?
Yeah.
You always got something. All right.
I wanted to joke about something, but I said nah.
Go on and joke. You can joke. We got time.
You said when it's over for us, it's over for us. Well, y'all, we know when it's over for y'all. Y'all start shooting them worms. You ever heard of that, James?
I heard it both ways, but everybody keep telling me I'm wrong. So men get worms, women don't get worms.
Women don't get worms.
I don't know nothing about them enough about worms to know, but that's gross either way it goes. So I'm good, but we're good. Hopefully mine work out. I ain't got no. I'm good. I'm straight. I ain't worried.
You straight right now?
Yeah, I'm gonna be straight from now on. Trust me. Hey, do I look nervous?
Not nervous.
No, I'm not nervous at all. Believe me. And like I said, we got multi-talented. We got more than one talent in there, so we'll be all right. We're gonna be all right. Y'all know what it is. Hey, I think I'm gonna come on tomorrow night. I'm gonna talk about mean church folk tomorrow night. I'm sick of church folk. I might go out.
I mean church folk.
Yeah, I might.
Lord.
I'm sick of them notes. But we gonna no, I'm joking. The worm. I don't like you. All that, but you're so stupid. But hey, the world is changing. My question for you is, why do you remain the same? Y'all send me some stars. Y'all send us some stars. Support this platform, please. Have a good night. We'll see y'all next week.
Good night, y'all.
Or tomorrow. We out.